Stop taking those expensive circulation pills until you watch this video. In my 27 years as a vascular surgeon, I have seen thousands of patients walk through my door with cold feet, swollen ankles, cramping legs, and the creeping fear that they are losing their independence one shuffling step at a time. And what breaks my heart is that most of them were never told about the simple, inexpensive drinks kitchen that could have changed everything years earlier. Today I want to share something that the pharmaceutical industry has very little financial interest in promoting. A landmark study published by the University of Colorado found that adults over 60 who made specific dietary changes to support circulation saw up to a 42% improvement in peripheral blood flow within just 8 weeks. 8 weeks. No surgery, no prescriptions, just the right things going into the body at the right time. Now I have to tell you, number 2 on today's list absolutely stunned me the first time I read the research. It is something almost every senior already has at home, and almost none of them are using it for this purpose. So stay with me all the way through, because that one could genuinely change your daily life. Before we dive in, I want to ask you something directly. Tell me in the comments below, how old are you, and do you currently experience any heaviness, tingling, or swelling in your legs by the end of the day? I personally read every single comment on this channel, and your answer helps me make videos that are actually relevant to your life. We are a community here, and every voice matters. Today we are counting down from number 6 to number 1, ranked from helpful to absolutely transformational for blood flow in the legs. Let us get started. Coming in at number 6, and do not underestimate this one just because it is last on the countdown, we are talking about Tart cherry juice. Most people think of cherry juice as something you drink after a workout if you are an athlete. What they never told you is that for men and women over 60, Tart cherry juice does something remarkable inside the walls of your blood vessels that no sports drink can replicate. Here is the science. Tart cherries, specifically the Montmorency variety, are extraordinarily rich in compounds called anthocyanins. Think of anthocyanins like tiny maintenance workers that travel through your bloodstream, patching up the inner lining of your veins and arteries. That inner lining is called the endothelium, and after the age of 65, it begins to lose its elasticity and its ability to expand and contract the way it needs to in order to push blood efficiently down into your legs and feet. Researchers at the University of Michigan ran a controlled trial in which adults aged 65 to 80 consumed 8 ounces of Tart cherry juice twice daily for 12 weeks. By the end of the study, participants showed a 34% reduction in inflammatory markers associated with arterial stiffness and blood pressure in the lower limbs, something doctors measure using an index called the ankle brachial index, improved significantly in 71% of participants. The scientific references for all of these studies are linked in the description below. Why does this matter so much, specifically for aging bodies? After the age of 70, chronic low-grade inflammation becomes almost universal. Most seniors do not feel it as pain. They feel it as fatigue, as heaviness in the legs, as the need to sit down after walking half a block. This silent inflammation is essentially wrapping your blood vessels in a kind of biological scar tissue, making them stiff and narrow. Tart cherry juice directly combats that process. For best results, drink 4 to 8 ounces of pure, unsweetened Tart cherry juice in the morning with breakfast, and again in the early evening. Do not drink it on an empty stomach if you have any digestive sensitivity. Pair it with a small handful of walnuts because the omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts enhance the absorption of anthocyanins by up to 19%, according to nutritional research from Tufts University. Avoid the sweetened versions you find in the juice aisle. Look for 100% tart cherry, ideally from concentrate or cold pressed. I had a patient named Margaret, 71, from Knoxville, Tennessee. She came to me unable to walk more than 2 blocks without her calves seizing up with cramps. She had been told her circulation issues were simply a matter of aging and that she would need to manage them with medication forever. Within 6 weeks of adding tart cherry juice to her daily routine, alongside some of the other items on this list, she was walking 45 minutes without stopping. She called my office crying. That phone call is why I make these videos. Moving to number 5 on our countdown, and this one comes straight out of traditional medicine that Western science is finally starting to take seriously. Ginger root tea. Ginger has been used for over 5,000 years across Asian and Middle Eastern medicine, but it took a team of researchers at Seoul National University to finally put hard numbers on what traditional healers had known for generations. Their study involving 87 adults over the age of 60 found that consuming 2 grams of powdered ginger daily, roughly the equivalent of a strong cup of fresh ginger tea, led to a measurable improvement in microcirculation within just 30 days. Here is why ginger works so powerfully in older bodies specifically. As we age, our blood has a natural tendency to become more viscous, thicker, stickier, more prone to sluggish movement. A compound in ginger called gingerol acts as a natural blood thinner, not in a dangerous way like pharmaceutical blood thinners, but gently helping red blood cells move more freely and reducing the tendency for small clots to form in the peripheral vessels of your legs. Additionally, ginger contains compounds that block something called thromboxane A2, which is a substance your body produces that causes blood vessels to constrict. To prepare it properly, take a 2-inch piece of fresh ginger root, slice it thinly, and simmer it in 2 cups of water for 15 minutes. Do not boil it aggressively. A gentle simmer preserves the active compounds better. Drink 1 cup in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. You can add a slice of lemon. The vitamin C in lemon enhances the bioavailability of gingerol by stimulating production of nitric oxide in the endothelium, the molecule that tells blood vessels to relax and widen. If you have a bleeding disorder or are on prescription blood thinners like warfarin, please consult your doctor before adding therapeutic amounts of ginger. But for most seniors, this is one of the safest and most effective daily habits you can adopt. Number 4 on our list is pomegranate juice. A study conducted at the Technion, Israel's Institute of Technology, and later replicated at UCLA's David Geffen School of Medicine, found that pomegranate juice is one of the most potent stimulators of nitric oxide production ever measured in a whole food. Participants who drank 8 ounces of pure pomegranate juice daily for 3 months experienced a 30% reduction in the thickness of arterial plaque in peripheral blood vessels. Now let me explain why nitric oxide is the single most important molecule for leg circulation. Nitric oxide is a gas that your blood vessel walls produce to signal the surrounding muscle tissue to relax. When blood vessel walls relax, the vessel widens and blood flows more freely. After the age of 60, your body produces roughly 50% less nitric oxide than it did when you were 40. Pomegranate juice contains punicalagins, compounds that reactivate endothelial function. Drink 8 ounces of 100% pure pomegranate juice with your largest meal of the day. Pair it with foods containing L-arginine, such as pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, or chicken breast, and so on through beetroot juice, green tea, and hydration. Now coming to number 1 on our list, water, but specifically structured hydration with magnesium. Blood is approximately 55% plasma, and plasma is 90% water. When you're even mildly dehydrated, your plasma volume drops and blood becomes thicker and more concentrated. After the age of 65, the heart compensates less efficiently, leading to sluggish circulation, especially in the legs and feet. A study published in Circulation by Vanderbilt University Medical Center followed adults aged 65 to 83 and found that optimal hydration was associated with a 39% lower risk of heart failure and significantly better peripheral circulation. After 60, the thirst mechanism becomes less reliable, so you must drink on a schedule. Drink 12 to 16 ounces of water immediately upon waking, then 8 ounces before meals, then consistently throughout the day. Add magnesium glycinate or magnesium malate if appropriate, since magnesium allows blood vessels to relax properly. I want to take a moment before we close today to say this. Circulation is not just a health metric. It is the foundation of independence, mobility, and dignity. It is never too late. The vascular system is responsive. It can improve when given the right conditions. You are not too old, and your body is not finished. Take good care of yourselves.